Hello, we're back. This is Manacast and Buzzkill and Starym
Mm,
representing, right?
Yeah, we're back, but this is gonna be a different day. So for
Yeah,
some
so this
people, it's just gonna be what back from what? What happened? Where
yeah,
were you?
back from a 2 minute piss break. So
Yeah,
this is the news portion of the podcast.
yeah.
We
But before, like, yeah,
decided.
whatever news. Let's just get the Diablo 3. I have to speak. Let me speak.
No, I don't care about Diablo 3. Come on, it's
Let
a fucking
me
shitty game.
speak.
Yeah, Diablo 3 is a game by Blizzard Entertainment.
Yeah, yes, yes, and it features such
Yeah,
features
fuck
as
Diablo.
features.
So yeah, let me hear it. What's new in
Yeah,
Diablo
fine.
3 world?
They're just changing everything again, just for fun. And I have to just tell the whole story. It's gonna be annoying. You're gonna be hitting your head
Yeah,
again.
but keep it, like under 7 hours, please. Cause
I don't think no. I'm gonna need more. Anyway, the whole first few years or months and so on of they've said what they're gonna do, and people were just clamoring for an extra. This was before Inferno, so normal Nightmare Hell. People were saying, "Come on, give us another difficulty level." So it's really hardcore. So only the very dedicated people and the crazy, the people that play it for years and years every day. A separate difficulty level for them. And Bashioka, our dear friend, and fine.
yeah,
Yeah, he's a wonderful person. Yes, fine. I'm not gonna say
okay.
what I was
So
gonna say. No, but he was insisting, and not just him, that would be stupid because it's redundant. You have three difficulty levels. The fourth doesn't really add anything, right? It's just why they'll just make hell really difficult. There's no need for an extra level because then they could put a fifth one and the sixth one, and where
as a
would we
DLC, obviously. So
yeah, and I wanted the fourth level, but the explanation, I could accept that explanation. It is redundant. There's three difficulties. A fourth doesn't really change. What does it change? But I didn't want it, but I accepted the reasoning and said, okay, that's fair enough. It's a legitimate reason. And then they announced Inferno, which is the fourth difficulty, but it was different. It wasn't the same, and I really like that idea. So the whole difficulty is the same uh, difficulty. Let's say difficulty a few more times.
yeah,
It's just as hard in Act One as it is in Act Five. So you can basically play the entire game, and it's hard all round. You can play it wherever you want to instead of having to farm the last thing. And this has been, I think, for a year since BlizzCon. So I guess a little under a year. Uh, since this has been announced, and this is confirmed. This was, the end game basically. This is the raiding, if you will. This is where you would play to get the final item and so on. And now this weekend they just said, yeah, well, we've been playing Inferno. I guess they just started playing it. I don't know what the fuck.
yeah.
It's like they just played it last. So we've played Inferno for the last week for the first time ever,
No, that
and
they rewatched that difficulty you YouTube clip,
yeah,
and they're
yeah.
like,
That's what they
"Are you sure we can back this up?"
And anyway, the point is, they literally said, "Well, we decided to, put it the same as the other difficulty levels, which means it will be progressive. So it will be the same as hell, but more difficult. So it won't be, a flat level 62 across the whole difficulty. It will be normal.
Progressive, basically.
Yeah, it's normal progress. Act one, then Act two is more difficult. Act three, blah 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 blah, and so on. So basically, they just completely went back on the whole argument of why would we put in a fourth difficulty, and they just put in
But
a
what
fourth.
would be the reasoning for it, though? I don't understand why. I mean, I'm not saying this is bad or
He said the argument, that the thing they said is literally it didn't feel good that as the last boss was the same difficulty as the first boss. I guess Diablo, whatever the final boss is. It felt weird to them that he's the same problem as the Skeleton King or whatever. And that's the only reason they gave. It felt wrong.
well,
And it feels good that it's more and more difficult gradually, and
look,
as
yeah, and we've been talking about it before. But if they went on their feelings in other games, and yeah, they ended up pretty decent. So
listen, I don't have any specific complaints about it. If it's really, and the other thing they said, which really gives me hope, is that there's basically no way. I mean, of course, they didn't say it that way because they don't want to. They don't want people, showing up after a week and saying, "Hey, I finished the game," and you said we couldn't. So But
Mhm.
basically they said that it would take 3 to 4 weeks for anyone to get to or get past, I can't remember, Act 2 on Inferno, which just sounds amazing to me.
Sounds like a lie to me, but okay.
Yeah, of course, to me too. But if it's true, that's great, because then it would take like what, 2 months to or something like that to finish the game on Inferno, which is and
Oh,
this
awesome.
is for hardcore people. This isn't for regular players and so on, which is amazing, which is just great. The other thing that they mentioned, which is good, that on Nightmare and Hell, if you stray away from your group, you know,
Mhm.
solo stuff, uh, it's not only that you'll die because you're alone, but your group will die. Depending on, like, if it's 4 people, they might survive on Nightmare, but probably not on Hell because it's 3 of them and it's a 4 player. So
Oh,
I really love that comment. I don't believe it like at all. I think
well,
it's
we'll
complete bullshit.
see.
Yeah, but that sounds really great as an argument for difficulties.
But difficulty aside, have been there any other changes or whatever?
Yep.
Because
No, recently, no. I mean,
so now they're just tuning the experience or what?
yeah. Well, they have like a month till release. I don't think they can do any major.
Dude, like tomorrow's gonna be a news. They completely revamped the
Yeah.
system, and now the
There's no more difficulty. It's just one huge game. It's just
it's been we felt it's way better now like this.
you selected at the start like any other game.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's cool. Overall, what did you say? 1 month until Diablo 3, but 1 month. That's what comes out in 1 month. I'll be playing something else. I bet.
What comes in 1 month? Nothing really.
Maybe
I
Legend.
mean, there's prototype this month, but
Woohoo!
yeah, that's gonna be fun. But it's gonna be like a few days. But it's real prototype is really.
So are you done with the whole Diablo thing? I mean, I don't.
Yeah, I think I
Oh, okay.
calmed down now.
Okay, Diablo. So yeah, this was. Let's lay it. Just can't wait. I so hope it sucks dick. Oh my god, I so hope it sucks dick.
But listen, so it's a win-win for me personally, because I mean I'm gonna love it in any case. But even if it sucks completely, it's still gonna be at least a little fun. But then I get to whine.
Yeah. Well,
But
honestly, for me, it's like this. I don't care about Diablo PvP. I don't really care about the whole
there's no
game.
PvP, so
Oh yeah, fuck. Of course, I forgot.
yeah.
Shit. Well, then I don't have to.
In a few months,
Yeah,
after
okay,
release.
then I don't care. I want to see the story because I enjoyed the story in 1 and 2,
Yeah,
and I always like Blizzard stories because they're not necessarily cookie cutter evil versus good, but there's always treachery and deceit and whatever. Well, there is evil and good, of course, but there's nuances in between. Let's put it like that. So out of big gaming news, there wasn't really that
Yeah,
much
nothing
of
giant. Yeah.
things. We've Kickstarter campaign for Double Fine ended with pretty successful $3.3 million gathered.
Yeah. And the initial was 400,000.
400,000.
Yeah.
Well, this just proves, and on the this just proves that people are interested in good games still. And I don't think this is all just nostalgia people. I think this is people just wanting new original stuff out there, and who else is gonna put them?
There was an interesting comment. Someone said that this is because it's the first wave of this Kickstarter mania or whatever. But as soon as the games start coming out that were funded by this, it will die down very quickly because there's no way the games can live up to
Well,
all the hype.
plus, I'm not one to. Okay, I am the one to give into the hype, but in the end, I'm gonna say that I didn't really care or whatever. I'm just gonna straight out lie. So, but I don't think that Schaefer and company can fuck this. I mean, they won't.
Yeah, it's not gonna be a bad game, but still, I mean, it's
Look, the thing is this. I want them to put out a new game. They cannot put out a new game because publishers are pussies and retards.
mhm.
So if this is the only way to put out games, fuck it. This is it. If it's not awesome, it's still Double Fine game. It's still a Tim Schafer game. It's still one of those games that can be put on the shelf next to Monkey Islands and so on with no problem. And this is all I expect from this. But yeah,
Listen, speaking of, I really want to get to this. Speaking of publishers being assholes, there was an interview with Brian Fargo. He's which is also something we should talk about. He's president or whatever of In Exile, who are making Wasteland 2, Kickstarter, blah blah blah. But doesn't matter. He did an interview, and he talked about Obsidian and New Vegas. And now New Vegas, this is some old news, but whatever. New Vegas, they had a deal, with Bethesda, and they had a deal to, they just got paid. They didn't get any royalties from the games. It's not their IP, blah blah. But they had a deal for a bonus if they got over 85% or higher on Metacritic, and they got 84. And they did not get their bonus. Okay, fine, whatever. The deal is deal. But then Brian Fargo pointed out something which is just, it's unimaginable to me. But this is the point. The publisher pushed up the release date by whatever, which they still made it, and the publisher is in charge of quality assurance. The reason New Vegas had such low scores is because it was horribly buggy. And I mean horribly. Like, people would lose their entire save games after, 30 hours. It happened on Xbox. That's just,
but it's Obsidian for you.
And... Yeah. But the point is, they weren't the ones doing the QA. It wasn't their responsibility to fucking find those bugs and fix them. It was the publisher.
Yeah.
And so the publisher, brings back the release date. Fine. The bugs were found. This is the biggest misconception, in games testing. That how could they? And I say it all the time. How could they not find this bug? It's so fucking obvious. They do find it. They find every single bug there. They just don't have the time or resources or will to fix it.
By default, this was a bad deal by Obsidian.
Yeah,
because just trusting and I know you trust Metacritic pretty much because of the. You trust your game. Metacritic is the fucking what's it called? The aggregate thing. That's the last thing what we were talking about in the last podcast. This is the last thing I would trust. Yeah, I just trust some IGN guy to handle.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah, so
it's incredible. I mean, so they basically didn't get paid, and this isn't a small amount of money. And by the way, just Obsidian, a few months after this, they had to fire 50.
For one point,
a lot of people, and they had to cancel projects.
Yeah, so a lot of people lost their jobs, and lost their jobs and couldn't live the way they lived before because of one point on Metacritic, because of the bad this is a bad contract to begin with. Fuck Bethesda in their attitude to anything not Elder Scrolls anyway. So, but yeah, today
it's just sad. It's just, stuff like this just gets me so depressed.
And maybe this will for once change Obsidian's attitude towards game making. Maybe once. Yeah. Because they can't make excuses of. They obviously can make excuses, but I don't buy excuses of our games were pushed and so on. A lot of games releases are pushed. You just have sucky programmers. Your coders are shit. Your dialogue team, your story team, your area team, whatever. They're one of the best fucking people in the industry. But your coders, if they're bug testing themselves, they're saying they're not, whatever, they are crap and they should be fucking flayed alive. I
don't agree.
Come on, you can't continue putting out buggy shit.
Yes, you can. Listen, what the fuck are you talking about? KOTOR 2 was rushed. And incredibly rushed. The game's ending isn't the actual game's ending. They had to fucking rewrite it because they didn't have time.
Effect. So what? And that's a fucking.
Let's not go there. Yeah. The Alpha Protocol was also rushed. I think every single game they ever did was just rushed by the fucking publisher.
Yeah, but like many other games. No, I love Obsidian. They're one of my favorite companies. But you cannot make those guys. Their staff are losing fucking jobs. They're losing contracts. Their projects are going to fuck because of the same old thing again. So make a goddamn contract. If you can do it, when you make it
again, listen. They did Dungeon Siege 3, and that had literally no bugs. It's not bad, it's not good, but whatever. I'm saying it had no bugs. It didn't have bugs. because it was basically a console
So you're
release.
saying that one thing that plagues, and the only thing that plagues Obsidian is their publishers rushing.
No. But listen, the problem is they never really. I mean, they did their own engine on Alpha Protocol, and it wasn't that buggy. To be honest, it was bad, but it wasn't buggy.
That
They
thing is-
always worked on other people's engines. I mean, they worked on the KOTOR engine from BioWare. Then they worked on the fucking Fallout engine from Bethesda. Even Dungeon Siege. I think they maybe made a new engine for. No, I think they took Dungeon Siege's engine. Every single game they do, they don't have their own. It's not their tech. They're not familiar with whatever.
But,
So, yeah. But I mean, listen, of course, obviously there are better programmers, but that doesn't mean they're bad. It's just
But today there was a news that you linked to me. This was pretty awesome. How Obsidian, at least Chris Avellone, the head guy on Obsidian, will help in development of Wasteland 2. And me having this opinion of Obsidian, firstly, I flew through. I just scanned through the article in.
Yeah, they're there. It's just if it's a Kickstarter campaign for Wasteland 2. Wasteland, by the way, because there's no reason people should know what Wasteland is. It's basically the first post-apocalyptic RPG. It's what Fallout was based on.
Yeah,
and I don't mean the new Fallout. I mean the original old Fallout.
Awesome Fallout.
Yeah. And they're gonna do a boss, and if they raise like another $500,000, which isn't
that much, and they won't have a problem.
It's not a small amount of money, but then Chris Avellone and some people from Obsidian can help them out with the dialogue and so on.
That's the thing I was going for. I was scanning through the article and I was like, okay, so so Chris Avellone will help with the thing, and in the article headline it says he will help with narrative, area design, and conversations, which is the best case scenario.
Yeah.
Because if I had Avellone working on my game, I would want him to work on narrative, area design, and conversations exactly.
Yep.
So I was checking who's gonna fucking do the bug testing and shit. So it says that there is, and I quote, blah blah blah, Obsidian providing metrics and layout suggestions and the conversation systems, but all of the programming is the responsibility.
Yeah. I read
Exile. That. So it's like, fuck yes, just best news ever. Avellone, it's like I think, and I was joking about it before, I think he should be like banned from just getting even near any of the fucking computers that have any code on it. Just fuck you, leave, go write. Just go write, piece of paper and a pen. So yeah, this is basically the that new wave of Kickstarter that you've been talking about, right? And we have today the news came out, and there is a preview movie as well. I haven't had time to check it out yet. Leisure Suit Larry, one of my favorite games as well. It's an adventure-loving motherfucker. They will enter Kickstarter campaign. They will start a Kickstarter campaign as well. So. Leisure Suit Larry, man, you can chip in order to help make it.
I completely don't care.
You don't? I like it.
Not even a little.
I like it. It was
no, I played, I think, one of them, and I didn't like it.
Fun as hell.
I don't know.
Okay, well, we'll see.
Again, but I'm not a general.
It's asking for $500,000.
Yeah, but I think that's kind of a standard now.
Yeah, that's reasonable. Just give me $500,000.
Yeah, just come on, just come on, $500,000. What's $500,000?
That's good gaming ideas. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Apocalyptic porn.
Yeah, but it's fun. And the other thing we should talk about is because we totally didn't talk about Mass Effect 3 enough. There was basically on Penny Arcade forums. There was a writer, one of the smaller parts, a writer on the game, and he basically said everything everyone that's seen the ending was thinking, and then it actually happened. That there was supposed to be this giant ending with explanations of what happened to everyone, and this amazing ending scene where all the ending mission where all the allies that you've gathered from the quest and so on would come in.
The thing that's expected for a reason, because that's not like, oh, I've been rewarded with an ending. No, I deserve that fucking ending. It's like, I've played and bought 3 of your games. I want, right? And this might sound retarded with that whole gamer like, oh man, we want this, we want that. Fuck that. Look, they fucked up.
Yeah, whatever. That's not the point.
Okay, yeah. The thing is that this guy, what he said, right, was exactly like we thought
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. But
And
it was
then in
still
the end, yeah, basically, just to finish the story,
Yeah.
the end, just the head writer and the head programmer, so Casey Hudson and
Mac.
our good friend Mac
Yeah.
Walters, they just basically got together. They went into a room, only the two of them, and they completely came up with the entire ending. The last everything from the last mission onward was them. And then the big thing was that none of this was run past the other writers. Every single other part of the game, it was a collaborative thing. It was still wasn't that good as but whatever. The point is that someone comes up with the mission, the story, blah blah, and then they present it to the other writers, who then criticize it, change it. They discuss it. That's the way it should work. That's the way all stories
We
basically
hope
work.
they.
No, please, television shows work like that. That's how it's supposed to work. But so the whole game was made this way. But no, the ending is just the two of them, and they decided it, and that's it, and no one fucking saw it until it was locked down.
We saw it, and I wish I wouldn't.
Yeah. Just and the whole point was it came out who the person was, and then of course BioWare said no, it's not him, it's someone else posting, but he's been posting on Penny Arcade forums for a long time, and so it was pretty clear it was actually him, even by the syntax and the way he always writes a post and then deletes it an hour later.
You know when someone, come on, if you're reading forum posts by someone, it's him. Okay, it's really hard to fake. But yeah,
I mean, he nothing happened, he got fired or anything. But yeah, that's a little.
Well, at least there is one thing that's a relief for me, because it's like, it's like only those two were retards, because we hope that it's only those two that are retards, even though we both didn't really like the game. But it's still Mass Effect, still with a perfect ending and so on, with an expected ending, what we expected it will be, would be a game with like, okay,
acceptable.
It's an 8. It's a good game, nice. I'm not sorry for playing it. I'm not sorry for whatever. But with this one, for me, it drops down to a 6, and it's just below average.
Yeah, but it's really interesting. I mean, it's
how
I had the courage to write it, But he did. It wasn't like
Well, it has a lot to do about his integrity as well. Because if I was a writer on a game and two imbeciles, even though they're your bosses, fucked it up, you still want. Come on, I don't want to work in such an environment. And even if I want to work, I want to keep my integrity. I don't want to be known as a writer that wrote Mass Effect 3.
Yeah, it was really interesting. I mean, he wrote it. He mostly wrote it for the people he's talking to on the Penny Arcade forums. It wasn't. He knew it would probably get out, and so on. But it wasn't like a fucking public announcement on a site or an interview and so on.
Which really, see how we spent days and months dissing on EA and everything EA does and blah blah whatever. But EA actually, at least their sports. I know. Yeah, there's.
I'm gonna go AFK now. You just ping me or something.
Well, no, but come on, it is important, because EA are not as evil motherfuckers as they seem to.
Yes, they are. But carry on.
EA Sports actually did something that shocked me as their. I wasn't a fan of them for like last 8 years or whatever, but just until FIFA 11 or 10 they were good again. But FIFA 12, they announced that FIFA 12 World Euro Cup, Euro 212 Cup will be not a standalone game as it usually was for €50 or whatever. It's gonna be a DLC, so for less than that, like €48 or some shit. So they're see Starym, I told you, they're not completely fucking evil. They're sport team. They're nah.
Oh, what? I'm sorry.
The sports section of.
Are you done yet?
No, well, I'm just about to go on crusade.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna continue sleeping. No problem.
So yeah, EA are not as retarded as and evil as everyone. Well, they're still charging for it though. In content that's already in FIFA 12, they're just gonna add 2 stadiums and I don't know, national.
They probably just noticed there's no way they could charge for full price because they had literally no new features in it.
There is literally everything, but maybe few stadiums. No, like, okay, 12 stadiums that you can make in a custom stadium maker. That's already in the original game, so they're just gonna have like two guys do that thing, like add some, download some anthems from YouTube, and there's gonna be Euro
Yeah.
2012 kind of. But no, but the thing is that they've done it every single big competition was made like that, pretty much. There was Euro or World Cup, and they would charge your full price for it for the same content you would get in a game. So yeah, that's the sports section. Now we go to NBA 2. I'm kidding.
Jesus.
So anyway, what even happened? We said that nothing much happened in the. You said that prototype is coming out, right?
Yeah, it's just for and it's Devil May Cry collection or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, prototype, and it's at the end of the month. So yeah, I'm hoping prototype because I think it's 20 something the 4th release date. I hope it can carry me over to Diablo. I'm hoping.
What's the date for Diablo exactly?
15th
of May.
Yeah, 15th May. And it's boy, that's gonna be crazy. I'm trying to get the collector's edition.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy because Legend of Grimrock comes out in April as well. Yep. Legend of Grimrock, a game I've been.
I don't think that game. I mean, I don't think you're going to be playing it a lot because I do this a lot. Get hype, not hype, but interested in some of these independent games and so on. And then you play it, and it's kind of fun for like 10, 15, 20 minutes.
I'm not like that.
Then
love
I think especially for Grimrock because of the type of game it is. I mean, I thought about getting it, but I think after like maybe an hour or 2 hours, you'll just get tired of the old school combat. Some people like it. I mean,
you don't get it. Look, I can play Eye of the Beholder right now.
No, you can't. You just think you can.
No, but I have. I've played. Okay, I haven't played Eye of the Beholder, but I've played Ultima Underworld like 3 months ago.
Underworld.
Yeah, it's the same old shit.
Yeah.
It's a game you puke when you see it. It's so ugly and unplayable. It's crazy, but I can't play it because of the narrative and all the goodies that are inside. So Legend of Grimrock, if it's half as good as I expect it to be, and it's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, but you don't give a shit about Diablo anyway, so whatever.
Well, I do. I care about the story, so I'm gonna replay it on normal, and then I'm gonna say how easy and retarded it is, and I'm gonna.
And then you can host my game, so I can have 2 players in it, and so it's harder.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. So you're gonna buy Diablo for me? Because I'm not gonna. Huh?
Well, I'm probably gonna buy 2, but
that's awesome.
Not for you specifically. It's for guests. Yeah. No, it's because there's like 0 chance I'll get a collector's edition here. Because I doubt Blizzard will even send any to Zagreb. Yeah. They did send WoW because I did get Cataclysm because I'm crazy, but I don't think they'll send Diablo, and I really want a collector's edition, so I'll buy a normal one, and then we'll try to get a collector's edition later somewhere.
I heard they're putting Wasteland 2 in Croatia just for so they wouldn't have that much to change. Just gonna take photos.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, this whatever we were talking about prototype a bit. Prototype. I don't even know if I can't wait for it or I'm just meh.
Yeah, it's not that I can't wait. I'm sure it's gonna be fun for a few days.
No, I know I had time of my life playing 1, but I've never said oh, that's the game I want to re-download. Even though if I would install it again, I would fucking love it.
Yeah, it's really, and it's not even. I think it's one of the better experience progression systems because it's not just I got a level or there's no levels.
Again,
I got some experience in you gather the orbs, you do the side missions and so on for experience, and then you can use the experience directly. There's no levels, but you use the experience points to buy new abilities. And since it's prototype, sandbox, kill everything, destroy. The abilities are really cool. They're actually game changing, like every single one of them.
Yeah, it was a purely fun game, and it's not a game that would be fun because of difficulty or anything. You would just
you just go around and just
this is the game. You are an immortal, invincible, super motherfucker that can kill anything. Literally, you can throw helicopters. You pick up a helicopter and throw it on anything.
You ninja kick a helicopter.
You pick up a tank. It's like, I'm just gonna pick up a
Norris kick a helicopter. That's always good.
I love those games. The
new one, it's kind of the first one was Alex Mercer, whatever. This crazy fucker. The second one is
still remember.
Yeah. The second one, because they talk about it when they talk about prototype too. It's like with your soldier, so you're kind of more of a
Oh, you're not Mercer? Because I
No,
didn't finish that game, so I don't know. Maybe guys.
it's parallel to the story of first one. That's for some reason really popular. Darksiders 2 is doing the same thing.
Oh.
So it's basically you're chasing Mercer, but you're also mutated and.
Oh, well, that could be fun.
So I'm not sure if it'll be as much mayhem because you're a soldier, so you're supposed to be a good guy.
Come on, they would make a
I
fucking.
doubt it, but yeah.
Be stupid. Let's just make prototype where you like don't do anything. You get experience by not destroying shit. Come on.
Yeah, but I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
It's like Diablo fucking adventure game with no killing.
And the gameplay is really fun. The combat and so on. It's actually.
Have you seen? Well, I don't know if we talked about it before, but have you seen? Well, it's an old news for people. Assassin's Creed 3.
Actually, I have to say, listen. There's a good part of it. I mean, whatever America, I don't give a shit about.
Coming out. That's the bad part of it. Who cares? Leave it to die. Just leave it.
Listen, it has outdoor areas.
So what?
So that's gonna be interesting. I mean, it might be horrible, but it's actual outdoor area. Large. I think it's 1/3 of the game, something like that, is outdoors, like in the forest and so on. So
okay. From playing Assassin's Creed, past ones, have you ever thought?
No, I didn't. But maybe they'll make it work.
I wish I didn't climb these amazing buildings in Jerusalem and fucking Napoli or whatever. I wish I was in a forest in Northern America. Please, that's the most retarded. And then
you can hunt animals and skin them and shit.
Wow, oh my god.
But I don't care. I mean, I don't care. I haven't cared about Assassin's Creed since the first one, so I don't.
I like the first one. I love the second one, and then I didn't.
I didn't. I don't know why, but the second one just
was amazing.
So yeah, but there's no investment for me, so it can only be good. If it's bad, then whatever. I don't care. It no effect on me. But if it's good, then it'll be great.
Yeah, well, I thought when I saw the promos of it's gonna be American Civil War or whatever. It is even gonna it's not gonna be
Revolutionary War.
Yeah, Revolutionary War. Fuck me. I thought this is the most retarded idea ever, and then I saw some movies, and I became sure this is the most retarded idea ever. And not it's like just not such an uninteresting time. Who's gonna be your Da Vinci here? What, really gonna be Ben Franklin? He's gonna give you shit. He's gonna give you a kite. You'll be able to lightning lightning upon evil enemies, and come on, shut up. Shut up! Don't stop doing that. Let's play FIFA DLC instead.
No, I wish they'd finally get to the main story. Just to see if they can do it.
This is my biggest beef with the game, and I don't. You could make such an amazing game with no time trial, no bullshit that they did from one. It could be, you know what the game could be? A guy on his dying bed or whatever, dying bed. What? His bed is, his
the bed is dying. It's like Discord.
Really bad bed. It's like creaking and shit. So on his deathbed, telling his, just a cheesy story, telling his grandsons of his.
Wait. You mean like Buzz Aldrin at the end of Mass Effect 3?
Yeah, and this is better than we have this fucking machine and the DNA, and shut up, don't do that, come on. And then you could go through, because we don't always need an involving story. This is a game where in one you're a Muslim that kills other fucking Muzis. That's it. Let's fucking do it. Whole goddamn game.
I don't know. The whole story was just
it's
just so boring. Templars, something, assassins, evil, whatever, just killed stuff, whatever.
I think they got a cool effect. That like white effect when people come out of white, like that code, whatever, and they're like, that's the most brilliant thing we ever made. We have to make a story around this shit. So yeah, it's a stupid game. But I like 2 because of how big it was and how
Yeah, it's very open, but I don't know, it just didn't click with me. Maybe it's because of the Italian.
But maybe maybe I stopped caring about open world games because I didn't care about Arkham City either.
No, it was fine.
Because I love the Arkham Asylum, one of my favorite games of that. Yeah, it's not a favorite, but this one I just still.
No, I liked it. I mean, had nothing wrong with it.
I believe so, but yeah, it's maybe me not caring about open world anymore, and just give me just give me a fucking 10 levels, and I'm gonna finish it, and I'm gonna enjoy it, and that's it. So
Yeah, the narratives tend to be
yeah.
kind of crappy.
Oh yeah, they announced new SimCity. Have you seen that?
Yes, I don't care. I really don't care.
Cool.
When they announce the new theme park, that's when I'm gonna care.
I didn't care about. I want the theme hospital. You know,
Well, Theme Hospital was fun, but
I was kidding. I didn't like it. Like Sim Ant. I like Sim Ant. That was awesome. And Sim Tower. I like theme. Theme sucked. Sim owns theme. And the last news we have. Well, it's not news. Well, news. If it happened 7 weeks ago, is it news still?
well, of course, because it's weekly
Yeah,
and
I said it. It's WEAK.
yeah.
Weekly. Warhammer 40k.
Oh yeah. Oh
Uh,
Christ.
well, this is like one of those. I would like usually. Come on, man, you can do. Yeah, the world doesn't need a new MMO. So Warhammer 40k
Yeah.
is not gonna be an MMO, and that's a good thing because I don't really think they would make a good one. So fuck.
Yeah. But I don't understand. I mean, how the hell does that work?
You had your chance. Yeah, it works, man.
How do you? I mean, imagine like you have WoW.
Oh.
Let's say at two-thirds of the development process, you already have zones and so on, and then you just say, yeah, this is gonna be a single player RPG.
So what you do? You make Kings of Amalur. This is WoW, single player WoW, motherfucker. This is it.
What's that gonna be like? Are they just gonna cut like 90% of the zones and just put it in?
Yeah, I told you. Look, you have WoW, and you say this ain't gonna work as an MMO, so we're just gonna make Kingdoms of Amalur. That's it. That's what I made. Kingdoms of Amalur is a fucking single player MMO.
That's true. But at least it was conceived that way. But this is just gonna be because they already have probably a ton of quests.
That's gonna be cool. Yeah, you're gonna have a battleground NPC.
It's like the battleground is gonna be a quest.
Auction house that you're only one in the world, and then you have shit in the auction house.
No, it's just gonna be a shop, like a shop NPC, but it's gonna be an auction house, and you can bid, and you can bid.
You can push it on, just immerse yourself in a. But I believe I'm sure there was people like that, playing MMOs on private servers and just with 5 people and pretending they're.
I mean, I guess it's gonna be online multiplayer, like. It's probably gonna maybe even have battlegrounds, but it's not gonna be an MMO.
I'm not the one to. Yeah, I never cared about Warhammer 40k. I didn't actually care about any Warhammer, and I understand that the Blizzard took pretty much all aspects of its story and made it their own, and so on. It's an amazing story.
Franchise. I'm sure there's some if you went deep into Warhammer fantasy, or you'd find the Diablo storyline somewhere in there.
Sure. There was a comet, I bet.
Yeah, definitely. I love the artwork, and I like the models and so on. But the game itself is, the setting is cool, but nothing beyond that. It just looks.
Yeah, I don't. Come on. Did you know that? Oh my God, our mutual acquaintance plays Warhammer 40k in IRL and paints.
Which one?
Tun.
Oh yeah. No, I tried it, but it's
the real life one, like the painting.
Yeah, I bought I don't know, like a box. It's too boring. I mean, who the fuck paints stuff?
Well, the thing is that I'm so fucking useless when it comes to that.
I was horrible. I mean, I was horrible at it, but that's not the reason I don't give it. I mean,
imagine
it's boring.
I'm probably the most horrible painter. Oh my God, my figure. It would be fun just to see what I would come up with.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's okay to play it if someone gives you here's an army, you can, and then you can actually play it.
I like all the dice games and shit.
Yeah. That could be fun. I actually never got to try it because you need I don't know, a few €1,000 to get a proper army, and then you have to paint the entire and assemble the whole fucking army, and you have to carry it in suitcases because you can't play it in a living room. You need a huge table, and then you have to do the terrain. It's just so complex.
See, I mean, it's even after a few some Magic the Gathering sessions, I felt kind of geeky and dirty, even though that's a super cool manly game. But after fucking
it's a lumberjack's game.
Yeah, when you have to yeah, exactly, lumberjack and a safari hunter game. So when you have to shower yourself after painting a figurine for your fucking dice battle next week, that is. But
when you see, I mean, I love those, that are done professionally. Those look amazing. I mean, I'd buy. I haven't, but I would probably, if I could find it somewhere, like a fully painted, like really decked out. I'd just buy it just to have it on a fucking shelf somewhere because it looks really great.
I'm
Right?
not into figurines, dolls, and such.
Yeah, and then I can pew pew. I can play with them. And
In that sense, that's the cool aspect of it. But that's practically what they're doing. They're doing pew pew. They're
But
just
that's fine. Why not?
Look, it's the same thing as you did when you were a kid, when you had a fucking He-Man doll and some Skeletor doll, and it was like pew pew. It's just that they have a complex math and like a dice and random system behind it.
They're
That's the only
expensive.
difference. Yeah, that's the only difference. They just worked their fucking He-Man versus Skeletor battle way more. For me it was a melee fight, and they have a bit.
And then now you're watching MMA, so that explains a lot. Yep.
He-Man always won. So I think that this finishes, unless you have something else to add.
Not really.
And it's not Diablo.
Wait, but then in the Inferno and the difficult.
So what happened with my Dynasty in Crusader Kings? That was really.
Oh Christ.
So thanks for listening, guys. We hope to hear from you if you have any feedback.
Yeah, with new format and so on, and if it's interesting,
Yeah. So have fun, boys. See you next week.
Next week.
Put enough quotes around that motherfucker.
It will be a week. I can guarantee you that it will be some week.
Yeah, it's like next week. So how did you like Diablo 3 expansion?
Listen, I love the way they removed Inferno difficulty, and that now it's Farmville basically.
Yeah, it's gonna be like that, and they're releasing FIFA
2017
14 World Cup DLC. So talk to you guys. I mean, talk to you. Talk to you literally.
Yep. He's gonna come to your house and talk to you about Crusader Kings for 10
Make some tea.